back to the business at hand. Okay, so now that we have it out, I need to go back to the late style 3rd gen valve cover, which is right here. So I have to go to this because the 06 harness uses these instead of these 3 individual plugs into the rocker box, which are okay, I guess. I've had nothing but trouble trying to keep this thing sealed. It won't seal up for me. So we're gonna do that. We're also gonna have to steal this fitting out of this CP3. We're gonna have to steal this whole harness out. ECM's gonna have to come with it. And probably go back to my full send diesel oil feed tube too. I'm gonna have to clean it out, but yeah, and use that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the most part. Let me throw you around a little bit more, get you all shookened up. Oh, that's cool. My water pump was leaking on that one. Yeah, but this one I really hurt about 6 months ago. So gotta go ahead and do that. But yeah, so we're back on this one. I'm gonna lose my cool blue mountain cover, or valve cover. I don't know where I was going with that, but it sounded cool in my head. And then clean up this head a little bit more. I gotta pull this one off because that's garbage, that is trash. And then I have the new one right over here. So we'll throw this on right here. And you can't use 0304 because it actually necks down right here and this inlet's bigger. So it's kind of goofy how it works. But I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna take off this ECM, this whole wiring harness, get it stripped down to a bare block, clean it up a little bit, and yeah, alternator's gonna stay on it because the alternator's brand new. I'm gonna swap out this oil feed line, and yeah, here we go. I might make this like the second video, I'm kind of thinking, because the first one got a little lengthy because I took my sweet time doing it, and again, I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm building, I'm doing all that stuff. So I have it most of the way out, most of the harness is done. but I have the dump. Oh my gosh, dude, I swam in this oil. Anyway. Yeah. The dome is real with me today. It won't come out because this puller is in the way. This was homemade for an engine we did a while back. But yeah, so I'm gonna figure that out. So, wiring harness is out, computer's off. Pretty much everything else is staying for the most part. Whenever it grabbed my fuel line though, it ripped this fitting out. I don't know if you can see it there. But I need to go ahead and I bought this little slickness. I'm just gonna go ahead and yank that puppy out really quick and swap it over to the other fitting. I'm gonna clean that other fitting really quick and do some scrubbaging on this. Yeah, pretty much it's ready to go on the other truck. I need to clean up these fittings a little bit because they got a little dirty from the ride. But yeah, everything's pretty much ready to go. Need to swap over to the megacab's harness. I need to put a new gasket in that. Where did that go? We'll deal with that in a second. Anyway, yeah. So get that chunk out and gonna clean all this up. This came out of the 2006 because when I was flat towing the truck over here, I dropped the starter out of the old one, or out of that one, and so I had to use that starter wire. Yep, but she's pretty well on the way. We're just gonna have to go ahead and land up the megacab's harness and kind of clean it a little bit. So, have a little bit of explaining to do too, yeah. This on right here. So, this one right here was the one that we just pulled out of the truck. You can see a little knob. Anyway, this was the one that we said that we were gonna put in it. But this is a 6.7 outlet. So if you look, it's smaller by quite a bit, roughly. So the inlet is smaller. The outlet's the same, but the inlet is not. And then this is an early 5.9 common rail elbow. So if you look, the inlets are the same, but the outlets, this one's smaller. Sorry for that noise, that was loud. Anyway, so this one is square all the way across. This one tapers down, and then this one tapers up. So this is the only one that works on the, I want to say it's like the late 04 to 07 trucks. And then this one works 03, 04s. And this one came off of a 3rd gen, so I'm assuming that it goes from like 07.5 to 09. Haven't really looked at the 4th gen ones, but yeah, that's what I have noticed. Elbows in. I'm gonna hold off on the harness for a little bit. I need to order one more part for it. If you look right here, This is the AC command wires. And when I got the truck running, these were shorting together and these were way too short to fix. So I had to snip it off of my megacab's harness that's right over there somewhere. And so I need to order one of those. And then from there we should be ready and set to rumble. I need to get the megacab in here and get it prepped because I'm ripping all the sound deadening out of the firewall on it so that I don't have to deal with firewall issues, because the insulation underneath the floorboards is already gone, so I won't have this thing again. Back again with another gray broken Dodge, gray 3rd gen Saga episode. I don't know what to call it anymore. Well, I never came up with anything to call it. Come back to that. Anyway, we needed some parts for the megacab where we left off that we needed for the wiring harness and some trendy lines and stuff like that. So I got a buddy of mine told me about these guys, Gray's Performance. They do connectors, which is awesome because now you don't need to buy an entire harness because you broke one connector. They sell, it's just pigtails and the connector itself. See, let's get you some better light. There you go. So yeah, I mean, it's a brand new connector, and then it just crimps on. They have nice non-insulated connectors like this, and then they have these little heat shrinks that just slide right over. I'll slide them over the other side because it has more wire, but you get the gist. So it goes right over that, it plugs in, bada bing bada boom, done deal. And then you've repaired your wire. I mean, you can solder it if you want to, but I don't want to. I'm already this far into it and I'm not turning back now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this all put on there and we'll see where we're at from there. And then I gotta pick up my full send transmission lines later on today they're at the casa. I'm at my dad's shop still, and we're just gonna get to ramming and jamming on that. Yeah, so stay tuned, here we go. Oh, and one more thing before I forget again. We have the torque converter right here that we pulled out of the 05. We're gonna put it in this truck and pull this torque converter and probably send it off to get rebuilt because she's fried. She has had enough of my shenanigans. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll probably throw it in this one just for now, just to keep it sealed up in here. That way we don't get a whole bunch of dirt and all sorts of mess in it. But yeah, we'll get to that as soon as we get past putting this one all together. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably stab that torque converter here pretty soon too, but I need to pull this hood and I need to put that plug on, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Onward. got the torque converter out. Well, the old one. So now we're gonna stab in that one. And I'll take you along for that ride so you can kind of see what goes into it. Okay, so we gave it a little rag bath just to kind of get some of that dirt out of here. But so if you look, we have 1, 2, and then if you look down in there, let's see if I can get you in there to look. I knew where my lens was. So you can see there's two like little ears in there. Those little ears land right here, in here. And then if you look down in there, you got 2 shafts that you need to slide into. So you should feel like 3 thumps whenever you're stabbing a torque converter in. So let's see if I can do this without smashing my finger like I did on the 05. Ugh. This thing's so heavy. Okay, so we're gonna go for 1, 2, 3, and it's fully seated now. Now we're good to go, and now it'll take the torque converter bolts in it, and everything will seat in there nicely. So, yep, that's all there is to that. 3 thumps, and you're good to go. All right, so next on the agenda, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull all of this nasty crap out because it's an impedance to my mood. So, I'm gonna come through, we're probably gonna cut it like right down here, right here, and then down, because I'm not gonna get too crazy with it. I just wanna get this piece out just in case, because I'm gonna have to put the valve cover in it and stuff like that, and this stuff's disgusting. So yeah, we'll probably cut it like right here, and then like right here, and drop all this out, and we'll come up higher on this side just to get all that low-hanging stuff out. So we got all that out. Didn't mean to look all ominous there, but that's a rag. But got that out, and now it's cleaned up this engine bay a ton. I mean, it's still got this here and stuff, which I'm not like elated about, but I'm not trying to get too crazy with it. Thankfully, this one's all pretty well sturdy. It's not gonna grab my drive shaft or anything like the last one did. But yeah, I mean, because you can see it's staying up nice. It looks good. So I'm good there. So yeah, we're pretty much ready to go in. I need to pull this little goober out. I've just been stepping over it because I'm a goofus, but yeah, other than that, she's pretty much ready to stab an engine into. We'll take the strap out, and I'll get a jack underneath that tranny, and yeah, then so now I'll just get a jack underneath that tranny, and we'll pick it up just to support it, and yep, that should be it. Back for day 2 of stabbing the engine. It's setting in there. Nowhere near close to in it yet. We still need to line up these motor mounts and all of that. I need to adjust this down next time I have it apart, or next time I have it off the engine. So I need to take it off the engine. I need to pull this section and like angle it down a little bit, kind of take this side up a little more, just to pull it up a little higher, or like even just like punch 2 more holes in this, just so that it's pulling on this side first. But yeah, I need to line up those, need to line up my bell housing and all of that. Rocking it solo, so here we go. And I'm running out of memory, so I don't know how many time lapses you guys are gonna get this time. So yeah, things are getting weird, but the weird are turning pro. All right, we are back for whatever day this is, and we're gonna get right back into it. So a lot happened yesterday, and I wasn't able to film any of it because the card was full. We got our full send diesel lines in. We got the harnesses plugged in. We got the exhaust hooked up over here. Bell housing bolts are in. Need to do the torque converter bolts. Power steering pumps in. I haven't put this in. I need to wait to put this hose on it until after I get everything else together because it needs to go over the top. But yeah, so we're right there. All right, so little brief rundown because you guys are out of battery. So I have to put y'all on the charger for a little bit. But anyway, here's where we are. We have the AC lines hooked up. We have alternator in. This is our intake plug. It goes into the intake, obviously. Anyway, we got all this done. I need to put in these two, this one and that one there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I still need to do torque converter bolts, which I'll do off camera, throw the batteries in it, and hopefully you guys are charged enough by then so we can go ahead and prime the fuel line down here. There you go, you see it. Anyway, yeah, just so that we have all that done. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. I'm gonna plug y'all in and I'm gonna get to grinding on some stuff off camera. Oh, there we have it, folks. You got first start. Now it's just all a button up crap. Now it's, the hood needs to go back on. I broke the AC condenser. I broke the line to it, so need a new one of those because that's not gonna cut it, Jim. So that, I need the intercooler pipes in. I need all of that. That was a spill. Don't worry about that. Don't pay any mind to that. It's perfectly fine. It's fine. Anyway, she starts, she runs. I went to go give it a blip on the throttle to see, but I took the pedal out of this one to put in this one because I was having that wiring issue with it, and I had like a dead pedal, so I was seeing if it was the throttle position sensor. So I'm gonna steal the pedal out of this one, put it back in that one, and then yeah, we're pretty well there. I still need to put in the blow-by tubes, but we got a running truck again. She's off to the races. So, oh, not the races, the pulling my trailer again. So we're back at it. Here we go. so megacab is pretty well buttoned up. I need to put this on really quick. Oh, that's convenient. Huh. That's new. Anyway, yeah, so we're pretty much done. Air intake needs to go in, and then for some reason the thing's not finding gears, so need to go into that too, but we're gonna go ahead and get the rest of this torn into, and yeah, let's see. Can I do it one-handed? Yeah, buddy. Ooh, like a boss. Come on, get in there. There we go. So yeah, now the AC line's on, and you guys got to come along for the ride, and that's what matters. Yeah, so we're well on our way to doing the dang thing. She starts, she revs, but she won't go into gear, which is weird. I don't like that. But if not, we got a transmission in that one, so that'll be part of it too, I guess. You know, what's a tranny swap in all of this? And all this debacle we've got going on here, all this tomfoolery. Good thing I checked that one too. Huh. Couldn't have done that again if I had to. I don't know why I left those loose. But yeah, so we still have the rag over the intake for the turbo. The oil's all good. Got to fiddle with these and get them wiggled around the airbox when it goes in. So these need to get messed with. This needs to get like popped up and over so I can wiggle that airbox in. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I mean, other than that, we're ready to rumble. We just gotta get the transmission finding gears. Kind of see where we're at. We got all that done. I'm gonna clippy this turd in. The clippy's broken. Anyway, we decided to forego the airbox because it's out of an 05. It should fit, but it doesn't. And it's pretty twisted and mangled. The thing's lived a hard life. Like, this truck was in an accident, so I think that's kind of what's going on with it. It fits in this engine bay really well. Probably because it was smashed around it. Anyway, so we're kind of done with all that. So there we are, hood, and figure out why it won't grab gears. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so got it all together, and I noticed that I have a small little leak right there. The problem with this gasket right here is where it's at. If you know, you know. And woof. So let's see if I can get you down in there. It goes to this little jobber right here, which doesn't seem that bad to get to, but it is a bear because wiring harnesses are in the way, everything's in the way. So we're going to try to get that off and put that gasket back in, and yeah, so here we go. All right, so you just saw the absolute struggle bus that ensued there. We got it in. It was an absolute nightmare. That was not fun. 1 out of 10. Would not recommend to a friend. Luckily, time lapse makes me look like a pro. So, now we can get on to the front end stuff.